All right, guys, let's get into this story. This is a really crazy story, and I can't even believe the outcome. All right. Welcome back to another one. If you are new here, my name is Ariel, and I happen to just love true crime, and I like to cover stories that interest me. But I am totally willing to cover any stories that anybody would like me to. Just leave your suggestions in the comments, and I will look into the case that you want me to. I went ahead and did a quick search in the Creative Commons section for some kind of content on this particular case. And it was slim to none. So I'm going to use what I can, because I'm trying not to get any kind of copyright, because nothing is more frustrating than spending hours and hours filming, recording, editing, and then publishing just to get the kickback of copyright. So we are going to, and I just heard about this case yesterday, and this video was put out 2 years ago. This is Bradley Dawson. No. Yes. Bradley Dawson and Christie Chen. I believe I'm pronouncing her name right. I really hope I am. Basically, what I do know about this case is Christie was a pharmacist, and Bradley worked for like a nonprofit organization type thing, and they had just got married, and they went to Fiji, and the rooms there were like, I mean, this was like a very, very luxury resort. The rooms were, I think it was like $3,500 per night. There was only like 16 bungalows on the entire island, and the only people that were on the island other than the other couples or whoever is there vacationing in those 16 other huts. And then the actual staff lived on site as well. So we're going to go ahead and get into this, and yeah.
A Tennessee man was convicted of beating his newlywed wife to death inside a Fiji-exclusive island luxury resort as the newlywed couple were on their honeymoon. Bradley Robert Dawson, 40, was found guilty by the High Court in Lautoka on Thursday for the death of his bride Christie Chen Dawson after officials believe he attempted to flee the island nation. Her family confirmed to WREG. Christie Chen Dawson, 36, was found lying in a pool of blood with multiple traumatic injuries, including blunt force trauma, to the head inside her bungalow at the Turtle Island Resort on July 9, 2022. Christie Chen Dawson's body was so badly beaten that her body could not be flown back to the U.S. Instead, her family had her cremated, and her remains were brought back to her parents in Memphis. The couple, who married in February 2022, were having a heated argument the night before the murder, the Daily Mail reported at the time. However, Dawson's attorney Iqbal Khan told the outlet that despite gruesome reports of her death, there is no way he can be convicted of murder. On the evidence that they have presented so far, there's no proof of the charge of murder with intention to kill or premeditation. Nothing of that sort whatsoever, he said. On the face of it, it looks like an accident. Bradley Dawson, then 38, was not found until a day after his wife's death after he kayaked to a remote island a mile away from the resort. Dawson was carrying several items, including his passport and other personal belongings, when officials captured the groom. Because he was carrying his passport, High Court Justice Riaz Hamza believed Dawson had intended to flee the country after committing the heinous murder, the Fiji Times reported. He pleaded not guilty to murder charges and claimed his wife's death was an accident to the time of his capture. Dawson was suspended from his position at the non-profit Youth Villages, where he worked in the IT department. Hamza ruled Thursday that he believed beyond a reasonable doubt that Dawson was the sole person involved in his wife's murder. For the aforesaid reasons, I am of the opinion that the defense's version cannot be believed and the same version is rejected, he said, according to the outlet. Having analyzed all the evidence in its totality, I am of the opinion that the prosecution witnesses were all truthful, credible, and reliable in their testimony. From the totality of the evidence, I am satisfied that the prosecution has disapproved the defense of provocation, Hamza added. Having considered all the evidence in its totality, I am of the opinion that the prosecution has proved the charge of murder against the accused beyond reason.
All right, I just want to shout out this channel called Prime Crime here on YouTube. They made an awesome video, 9 minutes long, 9 minutes and 10 seconds long, and it looks like a pretty good little summary of everything. So we're gonna watch that together and talk at the end.
Fiji.
All right, so while I was listening to that, I went ahead and did a search, and he was charged, and he will be sentenced. He was charged and convicted in Fiji, and will be sentenced in January. So I don't know how things work outside of the United States. I know it sounds pretty ignorant of me. But they did find him guilty, and he'll be charged next month. So, oh, how terrible. I mean, let's make sure we end this with a good photo of her. And he was married before, but, you know, and he was married with that person for 15 years, got married to her, and then that marriage only lasted a year. And then a month after divorce, he married Christie. There's a lot of red flags there. Now, not the sense of like doing the shit that he did, but oh my gosh, crazy. Truly, truly crazy. My condolences to the family of Christie, and just how horrible. I mean, on your own honeymoon, that's probably like the least you would ever expect somebody to have, like extreme stress or rage. Or I mean, I don't really expect anyone to have that kind of rage to where they get to that point. But I would think in a beautiful place like Fiji, in a $3,500 a night resort, I don't think that I'd be, you know, that's just insane. And then he just leaves her there and flees the scene. But the truth always prevails, and the truth always comes to light. So with that said, that is all for this one. I got 3 videos that I need to edit and put up for you guys. Like I said in the other 2 videos, if you watch those as well, you're probably like, wow, Ariel, you just keep repeating yourself. Yes, I do. If you have any recommendations for any cases, anything at all, leave it in the comments. And also, I have an email. I think it's in my bio. I can also drop that in the description box if you ever have any questions or anything at all, any suggestions. I'm willing to be open. I'm open to everything. So with that said, that's all for this one, and we will see you in the next one. Bye. Thanks so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share with some friends.